in eternal peace. All right, so the economy recorded a better performance in the first quarter of 2022 compared to the corresponding quarter of 2021, supported by rein in economic activities that had continued to increase thanks to measures that were relaxed during the COVID-19 period. Now, the economy expanded by 6.8% compared to 2.7% growth in the first quarter of 2021. Sectors that have recorded significant recovery include transport and storage, accommodation and food serving activities, professional, administrative and support services. The growth was also supported by activities in manufacturing, wholesale and retail, insurance, construction, real estate, information and communication activities. However, the growth was constrained by a contraction in agricultural activities due to the delayed long rains. The sector contracted by 0.7% as the volume of fruit, vegetable as well as tea production declined. On the other hand, earnings from exports of tea increased by 10.4%, following an increase in the price of black tea in the international market from 233.89 shillings per kilogram in the first quarter of 2021 to 290.43 shillings per kilogram in the same quarter of 2022. International trade balance deteriorated from a deficit of 316.6 billion shillings in the first quarter of 2021 to a deficit of 384.4 billion shillings in the quarter under review. This unbalanced growth was occasioned by a higher increase in the value of imports than in export earnings. Total imports increased from 508.7 billion shillings in the first quarter of 2021 to 593.2 billion shillings in the first quarter of 2022. This was mainly on account of increased import values of petroleum products, animal and vegetable oils, and medicinal and pharmaceutical products. Expenditure on imports of petroleum products increased from 65.5 billion shillings in the first quarter of 2021 to 100.2 billion in the first quarter of 2022. Fuel and lubricants registered the highest increase of 64.3%. Export earnings amounted to 208.8 billion shillings, representing a growth of 8.7%. Africa continued to be the leading export destination, accounting for 39.8% of the total export earnings. Brenda Kerubo, KTN News. All right, so another story that we'll be following today is an appointment at Airtel Networks. Of course, there is an announcement coming out that the new chairman has been appointed, and it is Louis Anyango Otieno. Of course, my colleague Abi Agina is working on that story. Even as it continues to develop, we'll also be giving you more tributes in relation to the late Nziomo Mutuku's death. Thank you so much for joining me on Business Cafe. I have been your host, Brenda Kerubo.